our very first panelist, the strategic, audacious, bold, and innovative event host. She's an award-winning media personality, brand and communication manager. Oyosoro Oluwa wears many hats, and I dare say she excels in all of it. It's an honor to invite Oyosoro Oluwa.
Good to be here and good to be speaking about leadership, especially as it concerns the media space. Leadership is first about leading yourself and then leading people. And leading people is about communicating your values. They understand you, they see what you're driving at, they know where you're going, and then they can go along with you on the journey. I love that we are now acknowledging the fact that leaders are not just those people in the government offices. Leader is you, the leader is me. And I need you to say to your friend, you are a leader.
You are a leader!
You're not the president, if you're not the governor, you think that you're not a leader. And that's the mentality that has gotten us to where we are today in Nigeria. And you would see that when Nigerians are not in place of power, they feel like they can act anyhow or do anyhow. It's a matter of consciousness not being there at all, not understanding that you hold a space in someone's life. You need to hold that space, not just because you're in control, but because you have something to offer, right? So for me, I think that I'm happy about that awareness that we're currently having. So how then can you, as a digital content creator, hold the place in leadership? Now, leadership has gone away from the path where you're thinking about people, you're thinking about resources, you're thinking about control, as the case is. Leadership is now about connection, communication, and credibility. And the digital space has opened us up to all of these things. Now, when you're in the digital space, what are you doing? You're forming connections, right? You're communicating, right? And you're also putting yourself out there as a credible person. Now, that is what leadership is for us as digital persons or media persons. Now, every time you open your Instagram, every time you open your LinkedIn, every time you open your X, right, formerly Twitter, you should ask yourself, this thing I'm about to put out, is it forming the right connections for me? What is it communicating, right? Is it communicating that I'm an anyhow person? Communicating that I don't have value? Or is communicating that I am a person who understands what I am supposed to do part-time, and I'm putting out the things that I'm putting out because I understand that there is someone looking at me? Because if you see leadership, like I said, from a place of office or portfolio, you will not know that there are people that you are also leading by posting on social media. Now that's what leadership is all about in the context of our work as media professionals. Knowing that for every time you put out a message, somebody is watching and picking up lessons from you. So I'm conscious about everything I put out. I'm putting myself forth as a credible person, as a trusted person. Whether I'm doing it through storytelling, through Get Ready With Me, through whatever form of content that you may think of, even YouTube. And as a matter of fact, you would see that on all social media platforms, they use the word follow, right?
Yeah.
You guys know, right? It's called follow for a reason. And would you follow somebody blindly?
No.
Will you follow somebody that will lead you astray?
No.
Right, so that is the essence, that is the leadership in digital space. It's in the fact that we are following each other. Wherever you are not following them to now, you can't know, but you are following each other. We are leading each other somewhere. So for me, it's a place where we need to be conscious that everything we're doing, these 3 C's are very important. The connections, the communications, and the credibility that you're building. That's what it is for me.
Thank you very much. Another nugget, 3 C's.
When you say true politics, I wanted to say, you're coming down. But again, strategies are used to engage people. You know, when Dami said, 3, I think we're going to start putting numbers now. When Dami said that you need to understand your audience, I hope that somebody actually picks that because it's very important if you want to succeed with social media, right? I am very active on almost all the platforms. So I have an Instagram audience, I have LinkedIn audience, I have YouTube audience, and I do different things on all of these platforms. I think the only platform that I have not successfully stayed steadfast with is TikTok. And that's because their energy is more than my own. you know. But for other platforms, I have been able to understand what it is I want to communicate on this platform, and it has also helped me to shape the stories that I'm telling. As a PR executive, when I am on social media as a PR executive, you know, earlier when they introduced me, they did say that I wear many hats, right? And that's true. So when I'm on social media as a content creator, I'm using my content to pass on message around my field. So it could be me talking to event hosts. It could be me guiding young people around the things that they need to do for their career, like I'm doing here. It could be me talking about just random things that I know people go through every day. That's what I do when I'm in that content creator space, right? When I'm in the professional space as a manager, because I'm a brand executive, right? I am also using my space to talk about my work in that line. So you would see me do things around how I am managing influencers, how I am getting deals, what I am doing to help companies succeed with their PR issues and all of that. You see me tell stories along that line. Now, when I am on YouTube, I am a movie reviewer. Now, that's what gave me my audience on YouTube. I love movies, and in 2020, I think in lockdown era, right, I found love for reviewing films, although I started about late 2019. So during lockdown, I started reviewing movies, and I grew my audience there. Currently, I have over 11,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, people on YouTube don't necessarily know me as an event host. They don't necessarily know me as a brand communication executive, but they know me as a movie reviewer. It's just recently I started using YouTube to pass message to event hosts, because now it's good for long format content where I'm telling event hosts how to host events and all of that. But before now, it was basically movie reviews. I earn money from YouTube. So without even asking questions about earning money, I was just looking at people that people are leaving money on the table.
Hello, follow her.
So I've been earning money on YouTube since 2021. I remember that was when I got my Google pin and all of that done. That's when I started getting my money on YouTube. Well, I'm not as consistent again, but that's because of the many works that I do. So I'm just saying all of that to let you know that you can be on all social media platforms, but the message may not necessarily be the same across these platforms. So understanding your audience is very key. Knowing what they want to hear, see, or listen to is very important, so that you don't end up creating YouTube content for Instagram, or Instagram content for YouTube, or TikTok content. I mean, you understand, although there's some content that can cross, you can cross-engage, but it's not in all cases. So you need to understand these things very seriously. When I started, I had to consciously research and learn these things. So if you want to thrive in the digital age, you have to be a researcher. You have to know what's trending. That's why someone like Funke Akindele will always be on top. Because she's one person who is very interested in what is happening now. What is going on? What are these people doing? What are they listening to? What are they watching? And that's why our movies will always be relatable every year, because she's serving you what you want. So if you want to succeed, whether as a voice of influence, whether as a leader in whatever sphere of influence, you need to be conscious about what the world is asking for part-time, so that you can channel your storytelling and your content in that direction. I think that's how, or some of the strategies I've been able to use over time.
Thank you very much. So how can the media be used to influence both the physical and the digital space?
We all agree that social media is not exactly the real world, right? So for people like us, I'm sure a lot of people here, or those who decided we should be here, connected with us probably online. I don't think I have any contact in NIJ. I don't even know how I got here. Do you understand? So I'm sure someone somewhere probably had seen my work. Someone somewhere probably connected with me based on what I put out on the digital space. Maybe they believe that I'm a voice to reckon with, and now they have brought me to a physical space. So just see that everything we do translates from there to here, right? So it's very easy. Once you just see that, see yourself as one person who has values to communicate those values, and then you will just begin to see that both worlds in the actual sense actually connect. Do you understand? So both worlds, physical and digital, there is a connection. Do what is right both ways, and just like you said, be ethical about it, and you will see that you would get to that point where everything becomes a reality, like it's all in your face at the end of the day. So that's how I can put that to light.
Okay, here is my final short of parting short of advice for you. And it will be that you need to understand the place of starting small and leveraging opportunities. I remember stepping in here and I just smiled because I know that many years, some 10, 15 years before now, I actually hoped that I was going to be here to study journalism or broadcasting because I started my career as a broadcaster. Some 10 years ago, I was upgraded for about 10 years before I went back to the corporate world, where I now focus on brand communications and PR. So those early times, I really wanted to be at the NIJ, although I did not eventually. I had to now go into other private broadcasting trainings. I also had background in film, and I was an Ebony Life as well. And like she said, leveraging opportunities has also helped me to grow gradually to a point that now even those things I thought I missed out on, I've been able to recoup on all of those things because again, I knew when to knock on doors and I knew when to walk into rooms. So don't ever despise your days of little beginning. I didn't start out strong like this. I actually had to walk through the ranks, like they would call it. So your little beginning that you're seeing now is as important as those days when you will look back and you will tell yourself, oh, I actually did that. So don't despise those little things. Another thing I will tell you is in a world where a lot of people are now crazy about going viral on social media, you need to be very intelligent. You need to understand the ethical use of media. You are media professionals and you're supposed to be the gatekeepers, right? They still call you now. So you need to understand that you have to hold yourself to the highest form of ethics and standard as media professionals. Don't get lost in chasing virality that you begin to lose out on the real values and the things that you need to be communicating out there. Now remember that social media is very dicey. I put out something that I said I was going to share with you guys. You need to understand that in the digital space, every word is archived. Every post is permanent and every click has consequences. There are some things that you may never be able to wipe out on social media. So when you're putting out those things out there, when you're leading your people or people that are following you or looking up to you, you need to know that everything you put out is as important. So yes, start small, grow big, but also know that you're leading people. Do not joke with anything you put out on social media. And finally, I also need to let you know that the people you would call effective leader, or if you yourself want to become an effective leader, it will not just be because you are a great talker. It will be because you lead with influence. It will be because you inspire people. And it will actually be because you ignite transformation. So don't see yourself as too small and know that the sky is definitely your starting point. Thank you very much.